I need to set the stage for you on this. It's very important. Yesterday, yes, we have to go back to the NPR story. So Nina Totenberg at NPR runs a story that the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts, asked all of the justices to wear masks at the court to protect Sonia Sotomayor due to her diabetes. Nina Totenberg runs the story. And the media grabs hold of the story, puts Neil Gorsuch in a very bad light, casts him as a jerk because he refuses to wear the mask, and he sits right next to Sotomayor. So today, in a very rare statement from the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor and Neil Gorsuch together release a statement saying that the report is false, that regarding Sotomayor asking Gorsuch to put on a mask. They are, even though they disagree on the law, they are friends. And the pushback from reporters, including reporters at NPR defending Nina Totenberg, is that, well, the actual report is that the Chief Justice asked. The Chief Justice asked. So it's not really even a denial of the story. It's a non-denial denial. David Gura, who is a reporter at NPR, among others, rushed out to defend his colleague, Nina Totenberg, and said, quote, "I am surprised at how many Supreme Court correspondents I admire are passing along a statement from two justices that is at best false, without any context whatsoever." Now, why? Because their statement was that she did not ask Neil Gorsuch to wear a mask, that it's false, and they're friends. But, the reporters reporting is that it wasn't Sotomayor who asked, it was John Roberts who asked. Well, as of 10 minutes ago, the Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court has released a statement. "I did not request Justice Gorsuch or any other justice to wear a mask on the bench." This is now 3 justices of the Supreme Court, and not just any 3, the 2 involved and the Chief Justice of the United States who it was attributed to saying this, all denying the report from Nina Totenberg. What is so ridiculous here is that it was very clear from the Sonia Sotomayor and Neil Gorsuch joint statement that this story was repudiated, but tons of reporters across the board from NPR to New York Magazine and others also, well, this isn't really a denial because it was about the Chief Justice, and now here comes the Chief Justice. Iron Carmen, senior correspondent for New York Magazine, who wrote, co-author of the notorious RBG about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, says, "I invite anyone here to put up their sources against Nina Totenberg's." Well, I'll raise you the Chief Justice, I'm tweeting, of the United States as a source. And I wonder if these people will still they may still double down. Now, here's the larger issue here. Sonia Sotomayor and Neil Gorsuch came out and denied this story. And reporters did their best to quibble with it and twist it. It says, well, it wasn't really a denial because the story was actually about the Chief Justice asking, not Sotomayor asking. They used the word false in their statement. They used the word false. And they also say that Sonia Sotomayor says they're friends. Now, if your friend asked you to put a mask on due to their health, don't you think your friend would? Well, yeah, if you were friends and you're deeply concerned about the mask and you're not a brain biblical donkey, yeah, if your friend is really concerned about their health and says, please, would you wear a mask for me because of my health? You would, because you're friends. Sonia Sotomayor said they're friends and said that the story is false about Gorsuch and the mask, and yet the media still wanted to quibble. The media still wanted to twist it. It was obvious the story was wrong, but to back up Nina Totenberg of NPR, the media circled the wagon around her and claimed that the statement wasn't really the denial that it was. So now the Chief Justice of the United States has had to himself come out and say it's false. And you will not be surprised to learn there are still blue checks on Twitter who are refusing to believe it. Amazing. This is where we are. Now, this comes on the heels of a report I mentioned. Edelman is a PR firm in Washington, D.C., and it does trust barometers. It does these massive global surveys. And in its 2022 Global Trust Barometer, a survey of 35,000 respondents across 28 countries, it finds a majority of people globally believe journalists, 67%, government leaders at 66%, and business executives at 63% are purposefully trying to mislead people by saying things they know are false or gross exaggerations. People who live in democracies are quickly losing trust in those democracies. This is an example. This Nina Totenberg example. This is an example of why this is happening and how it's happening and what's going on. The media wants to protect their own. They don't want to self-reflect. They want no self-reflection whatsoever on these things. They would rather defend Nina Totenberg and twist the truth when it comes to the Gorsuch Sotomayor statement than admit that Nina Totenberg, one of their own, was wrong. And it takes the Chief Justice being the adult in the room to come out and say the story is false for them to back down. And some of them, even now, refuse to back down. I'm not surprised, but they don't understand. They have no self-awareness on how much damage they're doing to the press overall by how they're behaving.